Hello and welcome to today's live. We are talking about a very juicy and important topic for twin flames. And first, I would like to introduce our today's talkers, attendees. It's Kiran is with us, Arshiya is with us, and Christine will join us soon. Yeah, and Paco and Deborah, we both are here too. And we are happy that you are all with us. And I would like to invite our audience to share if you have questions or if you would like to say something to our topic today. It's about channeling and how you can channel on your twin flame journey. And we will share our stories, how we developed channeling, how we developed this unique relationship everyone can have with the source, with God, with love on your twin flame journey. And we will also share what we experienced, where we had experience maybe with a channel that felt not really good, and how you can really get clear for yourself. What is the thing that really comes from love? And I open up the room for you to share your story, what you would like to talk about today about channeling and how you opened up to this way of living and channeling love and God on your twin flame journey.
Yeah, thank you, Paco, for sharing that and leaving the floor open for some sharing. And let's see what the audience is also requesting today, right? Because everybody is looking for channeling. I feel is also part of the signs and synchronicities, right? So that's like the first initial bit of channeling, according to me, in my experience, because initially when I was not aware of the teachings. I was not aware of Jeff and Shilya was there. I was not aware. I had no clue. Then it was just these numbers and synchronicities and signs, and it was just like bombarded with that, so that I go back to myself, right? And universe, God is trying to talk to me, and that's also some sort of channeling that is happening. It's sort of an unconscious way of channeling, I think, and that's when people are starting to go look for answers, right? So all the numbers and the synchronicities sort of reduced the more I did mirror exercise, because it became clearer, like the voice of God became clearer and clearer in my heart, that I didn't have to decode the numbers. It was so much more clearer. The channeling through mirror exercise, through practice of mirror exercise. So the more you practice mirror exercise, the more you tune into your heart, tune into God. And now it's just a matter of asking a question. God, okay, how should I do this? And I'll get clear answers, right? Earlier it was like numbers and trying to decode it and use logic on it. It'll be so confusing. So yes, so this is my experience. There is a lot more experiences that I'd like to share, but I think this is a good way to start off. And if anybody else wants to share related to this, or is our audience asking for anything, then that would be a good point.
I resonate completely with what you say. That's kind of like my experience beginning the journey too. I was starting like to pick up on the numbers, and of course out of my curiosity was like, okay, what does it all mean? And it was very similar to you as well. Like the more I started putting into practice the mirror exercise and healing the blocks or the upsets, the more I started to realize that I had that capacity to communicate with the divine. And I had to be like very clear. At the beginning, it felt like, okay, what is this weird voice I'm hearing? It's not really like my voice, but how can I be sure it's mine? And I remember having that conversation with God. Something that helps me a lot is having a pen and paper it helps me ground a lot and focus on what it's like the conversation going on. And I was like, okay, how can I be sure that I'm not kind of like going mental here and I'm just like inventing all these? And God was like, because I am not talking in your mother language, which is Spanish. I am talking to you in a language that you don't regularly use. And I was like, oh. And the interesting thing is that the further I went in healing, and after a year or so, it started, sometimes it was like a mixture between English and German, which I like. German is not something I dominate at all. So it was very interesting to see how it developed. And it also happened, like I remember at the beginning as well, it would happen mostly at night when everybody was kind of like asleep and the whole apartment was quiet. I will just go to sleep. I will relax myself. And almost before falling asleep, I would start like seeing very clear pictures. And I was like, oh, okay. So I kind of like grew used to having a pen and pencil again and kind of like drawing. And lo and behold, I kind of like ended up channeling my first oracle deck, which is a draft. I have the dream at some point of having someone actually transforming it into an actual deck. But I found that very cool of an experience. And it was all like just by healing the blocks, because that's pretty much all there is. It's just a block. Hi, Christine.
Yeah, we are sharing our stories, Christine, and we are happy that you are with us. And
yeah, thank you for having me.
You would like to share your story of channeling, how you developed channeling in your twin flame journey.
How it looks like for you. Mm-hmm.
Of course, yeah. So for me, channeling started very early on. It was something I was really interested in because before I started my twin flame journey, I really wanted to find a way to be able to connect with God and receive those answers, because I had many questions, like I'm sure many people do, about different things, not just the twin flame journey, but also like, okay, what is my purpose here on earth? Why am I here? Am I just a random person, like two people got together 20 something years ago, here I am? Or is there something more to it? And like I had all these questions, and I started with actually getting my first tarot cards, and they really helped. And cards are one of my favorite tools in general for speaking to God, because they're so beginner friendly. So I would ask like a question, whatever it was, like maybe something really basic, like, okay, is there anything I need to know for my day to be a good day today? And I would just pull a card, look into the booklet, see what the message was. And like at first it felt very weird, like you described, Debo. It's like, okay, how do I know if I'm talking to God, if I'm talking to myself? It's a bit strange, but then it started feeling more and more natural, and the more I practiced, the better it got. And there was also this video, I'm not sure if it still is up, on Zeph and Shalia's channel, and Zeph was showing us how to use like a pendulum to communicate with your twin flame's higher self, and that's really useful.
Yeah, it's kind of one of the early videos, I think.
I saw it too.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, me too.
No, I must admit that I was never a pendulum person. I once had one.
I'm raised with the pendulum.
No, I had one from like my numerologist teacher back in the day, and I never really got the hang of it. Like I loved having, I still have it, but I don't really use it. But like I share the same as you, Christine. The cards were like really super friendly, and like I have a very close relationship with art itself. So it's everything that is an image works like very clear in my case.
Yeah, I think for everyone, cards are like the easiest, because I tried different methods. I've tried like free writing, in which you just write and channel as you write. I've tried like, I don't know, runes also, but they're not as beginner friendly. They're very intuitive. So you need to be really in touch to get a clearer message, because they can mean so many different things. And sometimes it's opposite things. What else? Oh, I know a lot of people may find it easy to connect with music, like messages from their twin flame through songs. And something I also did when I was getting clear after my false twin flame experience, I would have this huge playlist of songs, like I don't know, it's 24 hours long, different songs. And I would just ask God, okay, give me a message from my twin flames higher self. What do I need to know? I just press the random button, boom, a song. And it was perfect.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's a very nice way.
That's very helpful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I know a lot of people connect with that, also with the lyrics and stuff, because I see a lot of people in the open forum posting about it, like, oh, this twin flame song, this song reminds me of my twin flame. So yeah, thought I would bring it
I
up.
like that too.
Mm.
You feel very loved when you channel.
Yeah, when you
some
finally
music.
gonna get that feeling of like that fiber is touched within you, and like, oh, this song is speaking to me, and it's very clear and loud.
Yeah.
Mm. How about you, Kiran? I'm curious to know how did it look like your journey of channeling?
For me, it's more a visual thing. Oh, wait, I'm just yep. It's more a visual way. I think it's I mean, I was through a different method, if I can say. I also had my cult period, if I can say. Well, because I'm a very visual person, and cult was really helping me more to kind of know how I feel or what I have within me. Because at the time I was using it, I was not in Twin Flame universe, so it was more like you know, for me, I was seeing cards like a manner to connect to yourself, to what you are kind of are not that aware or not super conscious about that. So that's why I was using for that. And then after, the more I was healing, as you were saying before, like the more I stopped using it because I didn't need it anymore. I kind of, how say that, kind of got back to my old connection with God like I was young, where I kind of directly see God as a person at my side. So I can talk and he talk to me. So I'm more there now, and I'm still very visual. That's why also I don't use card, because sometimes for me also, like, the manner I channel God is more like to express something I have within me, if I can say. And that's why I'm doing a lot through art. And sometimes I just feel something that I know need to be put outside, you know. It's just like a feeling, you're like, oh, it's kind of itchy, you need to do something with that. So I just kind of close my eyes and I got the picture of what it should be, and then I kind of do digital art and I put that there. Well, usually it doesn't at all look like the picture I had in my mind, kind of, but like not really exactly. It's kind of more a feeling I have, because I think it's also something because I talk with autistic people that we have similar experience, is that our feeling and the manner we perceive the world a lot of time is through colors. So it's kind of a mix of colors or stuff like that. I saw many autistic people that had the same thing. So there are a lot of people that autistic people painting, you know, like color, mix of color, stuff like that. So more, for me, it's more organized, but it's still like that. Yeah, that's why I have a deep connection with God through colors too, because there is it's a manner for me to access, yes, myself. I don't usually use channeling God for you know, like asking question, or sometimes yes, when you know, like what is my next step or stuff like that, then I can just I make sure that I do mirror exercise, that I'm in peace, and I ask my question, and usually I receive the answer, or I receive a picture of the answer where I need to go. So that's how I channel God, if I can say. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you.
But that's yours.
Yeah.
Like, because like just we are twin flames doesn't mean that our experience is the same.
I am channeling God also through nature. He's talking. I also channel love, my connection with my twin flames through nature. I'm very connected with nature. So kind of when I'm in nature, I'm immediately in my middle, or when I'm not there, I kind of communicate with nature. I'm very intuitive with nature. I kind of have a connection with the tree. Well, since I'm a child, I was in nature. So being in nature is me channeling God. And it helped me over the years to always go back into nature and find peace again. And there was a lot of noise in me, so I was also not sure with the cars. I don't know if I'm making it up or what's going on. I don't know. It felt not peaceful. But when I was in nature, in my case, I always knew, okay, that feels peaceful. Even there was a lot of noise there. I found a way to
Like hear the divine.
yeah. And then I came into Twin Flames universe, and everything started to change as I learned also the mirror exercise. And I learned that intuitively I already was aware that the peaceful voice, the loving voice, that is where I receive love and God, and where I channel my twin flame, not something that is feeling not 100% peaceful. That was not, I don't know what I channeled, but it was not God, and it was not my twin flame, and it was not love. So, there were energies around. Okay, I was not good in setting boundaries. I realized there's I on my the journey also need to learn to set boundaries. I was so focused on the outside. That's why I was so afraid of living my true self as a man in a woman body, that I was so focused on the outside that I do what the people around me I felt want me to do. So I channeled everything from others around me than my own connection with love. And so I needed to learn to discipline myself in a very loving way to stay present with myself. And of course, when I was in nature, there was nobody around me than nature. So there I was able to focus on myself and receive God inside of me in this peaceful, loving ways. My family was open to spirituality since I am a child. So I was raised with cards. I was raised with pendles, and my father and my mother tried to teach me that, but I was a teenager. I thought, go away. I don't like that. But the older I got, that I was interested by my own land, and I tried it, of course. And I also had my time where I loved cards. I bought myself a card deck with trees, of course. There's a card deck with trees. I loved it very much. And so I went deeper here in channeling God, and I asked a lot of questions at the beginning of my twin flame journey. Is this my twin flame? You know, what can I do to meet my twin flame? Of course, I was doing that. I was also listening to card readings on YouTube. And yeah, at some point I felt, yeah, okay, I'm listening to all of that. They are channeling this stuff for this bunch of people, but nothing is changing. That is what I love so much here in Twin Flames Universe, because I learn through the teachings that I have this own relationship that I'm not dependent on, because I can learn and develop that inside of me with every Twin Flame Ascension School class. I watch so much things transform in my life, and I receive the divine and God so deep in my heart like never ever before. And that's why I love being here and learning to channel God more and more, and my love with my twin flame first in my heart. Even she's sitting here, first I receive her in my heart. Before the life, I was not connected with her in my heart, and I was kind of,
I don't like you right now.
Exactly what I told you. I projected everything on her, and I have this pattern, and immediately needed to channel inside of me what is going on. And as I'm best prepared with the mirror exercise, I was able to move through it, that we can sit here in peace and be here with you in this life. That is my channeling journey. And I received also here readings from other coaches, and they were so helpful. I received a reading from Jeff and Shalia, and it was so helpful because it spoke directly with a pain inside of me, and it was guided me to go deeper in my healing. Or from other coaches here, Ascension Coaches are reading. It was so I received it and it helped me to move through my next layer, coming closer to my twin flame. That's so beautiful because with the Ascension Coaches here, you have this support based on unconditional love, and that is, this place is so safe because you know, even you are triggered in the first moment when you receive the reading. First, no,
I'm not doing that.
no,
Yeah,
that's
yes,
not
you
it.
are.
But then when I feel into it, and when I feel my feelings about it, and when I'm able to let go of whatever, it's preventing me also to receive this love.
Yeah, and also like, but my experience with the readings that I got from of different coaches along the years was that it will add to what I was able already to kind of like channel. And they are readings that I always keep on going back every once in a while. I feel guided to actually do that. But like, I feel like a lot of people watching might be, okay, but how do I, like, how do I get to channel, especially how do I channel my twin flame? Because I feel like that's the question everyone has, like at the back of their minds. We all came here as like, okay, I want to feel my twin flame. I want to know who they are. I want to feel him. Like, how do we channel, especially like our twin flame on our journey? And I kind of like invite everyone to share their piece.
Yes. So here, in my process, sometimes me and my twin flame had a habit of shutting down. Obviously, he mirrored it to me. So during that time is when I had this question most of the times of, okay, what is he doing? Like, because he's quite unavailable, right? So how do you channel during that time, right? So for me, of course, mirror exercise helped me channel. Mirror exercise helped me go back to that peace. And then I ask God, is he okay? Is he unwell? Or is he, you sometimes when he has a fever, he wants to take rest. And, so God will be like, honor his space, don't go crazy, right? So like that. And so mirror exercise, after doing mirror exercise, it's easier to channel for me in distress, especially. So, and also channeling about your twin flame, right? About how he feels or how his heart feels. It's quite simple when you know how to stay connected to yourself, your feelings. And this didn't come easy for me. It came after a lot of practice with feeling my feelings, practicing with my coach, disciplining myself into it, with the teachings. I was not able to channel anything with any other method because I have practiced many other spiritual methods because I did not know. It was a straying journey for me. It was painful till I reached here. So till I reached the teaching. So because there was only chaos. I remember in one of the Sunday classes, Jeff had said this, that God's voice is quiet and loving, and ego's voice is loud. So you need to really know how to listen to that silent, quiet voice. God will say it quietly, like, yeah, respect your man's space. And ego will be like, are you not calling? Call him.
Yeah, I
Right?
remember like fear is the one that speaks, or like ego speaks first and the loudest. And then
Loud.
you kind of like
Yeah.
have to let that one move through so
Yeah.
that you can feel that peaceful voice that kind of like
Yeah.
quietly whispers.
Yeah.
Like you're
So,
saying.
yeah. So that's what's taught here, how to channel God itself is taught here. Coaches are a very good medium for that, is what I feel, because I have seen my clients go to tarot readers and getting the wrong information, a fear-based information, rather than a love-based information, a place where you can heal. Instead, fear-based information like, in this lifetime, maybe you will not have union, this sort of fear-based
Oh, dear God. You're not
information.
meant to be with your twin flame.
So that's a fear-based information, because card reading is a direct energy reading of yours. So if you are in complete fear, the card will reflect that, and the reader will say that directly to you. Because if you believe, oh, in this lifetime I cannot have union, that's what the cards are going to say. And when you come to a coach, the coach will not directly say that. The coach will say, do you choose your union? This is what's shown, right? There's a difference here, right? We heal the illusion, right? That fear is what needs to be healed. So yeah, just learning through the teachings is what I would say. The teachings is there everywhere, through Ascension School, Life Purpose, through coaches, everything. It's there. It's just there. You can claim it, and you can channel God by learning.
I just wanted to add something about when you ask someone to channel for you. Well, what you want to channel, be sure that they can channel it. Because if you want someone to channel love, well, you need to know that if the person know how to love themselves first. Otherwise, they can't know what is love. If you want someone to channel your twin flame, for example, you need someone that know what is twin flame. And that's why we don't do that here, because that's you will need to recognize what is a twin flame, what is harmonious union with a twin flame. And that's it's like a skill that is extremely hard to have, or like not everyone can do that, and that's why it's not something we do, and that's not something we encourage that you go to someone to have, because it's better that you go through the process and you kind of uncover that, rather than asking someone that will probably not be able to channel that because they don't know that what is a twin flame, what is the connection with that.
Yeah, and it's also kind of like a very sacred process between you and God. So it's okay to have like maybe kind of like breadcrumbs, but it's I feel like for me it was very good to reveal Paco the way that I felt guided, like God was guiding me to reveal him. Nobody came, not even Jeff and Shelia came and said, you know what, this person is your twin flame. They kind of like opened the door and was like, yeah, just go ahead and explore and get clear.
In your case, it was this quiet, loving
It was
voice,
a very
Arshiya,
quiet
and you
voice.
were talking about already. Maybe
What if
that
X, Y, and
time
Z is your
it was
twin flame?
Cornelius,
Oh,
a twin
okay.
flame, and you healed your feelings.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's the best way to come up. Like Kiran was sharing was very on point. It kind of like it's like unwrapping. It's like you are having the greatest Christmas present, and somebody comes and say, you know what, you got a sweater this year before you open the package. It's like it's kind of like a mood killer. It's like the spoiler of a movie.
Well, everyone's journey is different, because literally what you say, that's exactly what happened to me and Stephanie. So like, that's depending of people, you receive the information as you need to receive, and that's all. So
in a way that it's most compassionate, of course.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I find it cool. Like, of course, I will find our
Obviously
way
it's
cool
perfect for
because
you.
it was perfect for us. But
oh no, somebody told me too that you could be my twin flame.
Could, but you actually never explored it, so it was kind of like out of thin air.
I was also kind of like I learned here, finding the truth in my heart and channeling your mind. And when I didn't you all already said I was not clear yet. I still had an upset. I was felt still angry about the situation, and so I did the mirror exercise that I can channel the truth in my heart. And it was just like Kiran was saying, it's different. No, on my end also in our union, it's not always the same with your twin flame. It's not always doing the same. Or like when we would like to know what they're doing, it's different. So on my side, it was. I needed to find my way in seeing the truth, channeling the truth. And so I used just a mirror exercise, and that I received the truth in my heart and feel peaceful about the truth.
Yeah, there's also a meditation, like it's coming to my mind constantly. There's a meditation from Jeff and Shalia. I feel it's in the, you guys correct me, I feel it's in the
Are you talking
dreams
about the one
coming
with
true.
the bands where you invite your twin flame to sit with
Yes,
you? Yes, I think
yes.
it's in the book and it's one of my favorites, and I was going to talk about it actually.
Oh, cool. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, so it was one of the things I did to channel my twin flame and be in my twin flame's energy. At the time when I wasn't sure, like I had been through a false twin flame experience. So, okay, we're clear, that's not the one, but who is it? And there was this like sea of possibilities. So I did this exercise a lot. It's in Jeff and Shalia's book, Twin Flames, Finding Your Ultimate Lover. And it is really nice and really powerful visualization where you invite your twin flame to come and sit next to you. And you can allow your twin flame to say a message if you want, or say something to you, give you like an image or a feeling. And I always found that there was a message whenever I did that as a meditation. So yeah, thought I would mention it in case someone would like to try it, because it is very powerful.
Oh yeah, I was using it a lot at the beginning too, especially when I was having this conversation with, I think I also moved through a false twin flame experience, and at the beginning, one of my biggest questions was, is this person my twin flame? And I was kind of like constantly asked that for a whole week nonstop. And at some point, I remember it was the funniest conversation I had. God was like, stop asking if you're not gonna listen. I was like, okay, I stop asking. Just okay. But the meditation was extremely helpful, and it was
Would you have
always
listened when he said no?
yeah, of course. But I needed to take the steps. I needed
Exactly.
to explore everything with this person and kind of like love the whole situation up until the very end, that I could finally let it go from a peaceful place and not from a place of upset. Like a lot of times we see around the community, it's like, oh, they are not talking to me, I'm upset, but they must not be my twin flame then. And no, you have to really get clear what's going on, kind of like heal and actually see, you know, like everyone was sharing already. And we mentioned the mirror exercise as the kind of like the door that opened us to channeling in our journey, because it connects us to our feeling. Everyone was sharing pretty much like, maybe not Kiran. Kiran had like a different connection, was already very kind of like, how do you say this? Like had an easier access, but Arshiya, Christine, me, we tend to have like a lot of noise, or like even you, Paco, you said it, like I had a lot of noise, and it's because most of the times we are kind of like moving through our heads rather than our feelings.
Yeah.
And of course, like you're not gonna be able to channel a lot from your mind, because God communicates through feelings with you. That means that you have kind of like, or we all have to kind of like master a little bit of that we can start feeling. And exactly that's the meditation that you were sharing. It actually connects us with our twin flame in the place where we are already one. So it's like impossible not to channel them.
If I can just add something, when you channel God, it's something you master. Like even you say, like I mastered that too. Yes, not the same way that you did probably, but like I had to master that because for me, um, I didn't trust myself on that. I didn't know it was God first. I was just seeing it and talking. I saw I was talking to myself a lot of time. Not really with myself, but kind of another version of myself, kind of a higher self or something. I didn't know it was God at all. It was really like probably like 2 years ago, or like 3 years ago. I remember it's when I was living with Stephanie, so it was not that long time ago. And I told her about that, and she was saying like, "What do you want that it is if it's not God?" I don't remember what she said, but after I got convinced because I saw it was my mind that was like creating that. But like Stephanie showed me that like even if it's my mind, then that's still God. Your mind is God. So what you have, the experience you do in your mind or in the physical reality, they're not separated. So that's where I kind of realized that, oh, that was God. Because for me, I was kind of comparing myself to how others are seeing God, and it was like, but nobody see God like that. Like I was comparing to how Stephanie channel God or talk with God, and it's totally different. That's why I was like not trusting my own manner to do it, to talk with God, to channel God. So it's just important that you explore. And usually what I notice is like, and what you also share, so that's correlate with that. It's the manner you channel God is something to do with what you like to do in the physical. Like Paco, you were saying that you like nature, so you was channeling God with nature at the beginning. Well, it has to do with what you like, because something you enjoy, something you love, that's where you have God easily. So that's where you can channel easily God. So don't start with, I don't know, cards reading or something if you totally don't have like any any pleasure doing that, or you don't like doing it. But just start with something like simple that you like to do.
I love that. Like it was perfect.
Yeah, and Kiran, do we have questions or something in the comments?
Hi, everyone watching.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
No, we don't really have questions.
People are shy.
I would also like to add on that, like about starting with something you like. Another way that I've been channeling God is through writing, and not necessarily like writing down messages from God, but creative writing, writing stories. So it can look very different for a lot of people. It could be painting. For some of you, it could be writing. It could be anything pretty much. It could be gardening, right? Like it could be like a meditation as you're working on your garden and you're open to feeling your feelings and messages come through. So yeah, I would start with something I really like and connect with that God within while I'm doing that activity.
Yeah, I feel like what Kiran brought up was like very like hitting the nail in the head, because you were like listing all the possible ways, and like it could be gaming for some people too. Like I remember Jeff shares a lot about this, especially in life purpose class, like how he was having a conversation or channeling the divine through gaming. And he shares
My twin
like
flame does that.
a lot of the things or like spiritual lessons that he got were from playing the Legend of Zelda, for instance. That it was kind of like one of his most loved video games of all times. And I see that too. Like I'm not a very video gamey play. Like I'm not a gamer. But when I play my game, I can totally see God communicating like certain specific stuff. And I get the feeling for anyone watching, kind of like asking themselves, oh, how do I channel in my journey? It's most likely, like Kiran was saying that also before, it's very likely that you already been channeling, that you already been having that conversation with this part of you that maybe you didn't pick it up, was like, as he put it, like your higher self. And this is the part of you that's most connected to God, and of course, most connected to your twin flame. I remember having conversations with God without knowing that it was God. There's certain things that I was inclined in choosing or exploring or like doing. I don't know, okay, I'm just like, I like this. And I took it like that's the most natural thing. And maybe now that we are having the conversation, it kind of comes into perspective. I was like, oh, I was already kind of like channeling that. It's just look different from how it looks like to me now, but it's kind of like the same in a sense. So it's very cool. Like, would be a very cool exercise. I invite everyone watching, if they want to like do it after the live, is like, when did you feel you had that conversation with that kind of like part of you that guided you to do something that you actually really liked, and how it made you feel? And you will probably pick it up that you already have a little sparkle of channeling already within. It's just a matter of kind of like a plant in a garden, just water it.
Yeah, I had a client like that, was not really spiritual, but we were talking about like how you can get insight from God, how you get clarity from God, so basically how you channel God. But she was like, "Oh, I don't do that. I don't know how to do that." And then I was asking her, "But where where is a place, like, do you have an activity or something that you feel very good, that you feel like you get more clarity, maybe you get more insight of something? And she was like, no, I don't have that. And then, we were still talking, and then we realized that every day she was going for a walk. Every day when she was going for a walk, she was feeling very relaxed, very good, and very peaceful. She was not thinking about other stuff, and she was able to be more connected to herself. And so she was channeling God. That's what it was. But like, that's why you don't need to do like something very like particular. It's probably something you already do. Because like, I think we all have connection with God. Otherwise, the life will be really sad. So just focus on the happy place you have in your life. That's where you have God already.
Mm.
Yeah, it's beautiful said. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, it's learning to trust also this.
Voice inside of you that's actually very quiet.
Yeah, but I feel I would like to have a card for today too.
Okay.
Yeah, do you have a card reading for?
Oh, well,
for
yeah,
our
I have a
audience?
card
Huh?
right here.
Yes, we have.
We have divine abundance.
Oh yeah, we pull a card for the community. Twin Flames Universe Open Forum community now.
Ooh, interesting. Sacrifice. Sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go. Illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. And it's very like pink, very healing. And very related to the heart chakra with the feelings we've been talking about in the whole live today. And I like it because in truth, like Jeff and Shelia say this in the Twin Flame Ascension classes a lot, you're not really giving anything real up. It's just the things that weigh you down, things that don't allow you to continue moving forward on your journey. It's not like, I recently watched the reel, and it's a very common phrase out there in the spiritual communities is, we are not a human being having a spiritual experience, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So there's a lot of the things that we believe that are not really true. So when you just let go of anything that obsesses you, probably coming from fear, that voice that Arshiya was sharing at the beginning, this talks very loud, it's very noisy, it's gonna tell you 1,000 things and most of them are not true. So it may seem like it's painful because you're letting go of something that was very normal to you, but it doesn't really belong to you on a spiritual level.
Would like to add something to the card. I feel this is Ganesha, or is that Ganesha on the card too?
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love Ganesha. I have also the Ganesha deck because Ganesha is helping me also when I do the mirror exercise. Sometimes I see Ganesha and kind of being easy on myself in letting go of the illusion and just moving through the obstacle in front of me and feeling this power and love inside of me. And it's also kind of Ganesha is supporting here this person in letting go of the illusion and letting go of sacrificing something. You do not need to sacrifice your true self. You are a divine being and you should let go of the illusion that you are not, like Kiran said, that your life feels good, that you realize you are a divine being, you are with God, and you can fill your life fully, because Ganesha is talking also about a lot of abundance, that you really allow yourself to receive it all, because I see Ganesha mostly enjoying where he's at and just being in his full potential. And I feel that we can do that and fill our cup up with love and receive everything God has for us here in Twin Flames Universe.
Yeah. Yeah, and everything that the card was mentioning, like cutting away the needs to, like the obsessions and addictions, that tends to be the blocks, the things that we are holding on to, believe that this serves us in any way, but in truth, that's not really, it's not necessary in your union. That beep has to go. Gotta make room for this. Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel complete with the
yeah,
class.
I feel complete too. Would someone like to share something about today's topic? Do you feel complete? All feel complete. I feel complete too. Yeah, I would like to thank you all for sharing your insights and your stories. I would like to say thank you to the audience for being here with us today again. And if you're watching from YouTube, please like our video and don't forget to subscribe. And we see you all in our next live.